how to go about this video, because I've had a boyfriend in the past that was in the military. Obviously, he was never man enough to stay with me while he got deployed to Korea. You already know where I'm going with this video. Yes, I'm crying. August the 26th. I'm lost for words. But first of all, I wanna thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for being there for me, and those people already know who they are, especially my boyfriend. He's an amazing human being, and I'm never gonna stress that enough, because I am so proud of him, and literally I couldn't do it without him. In the past, I want to say 6 months, because we were friends first before we started dating. It seems like I'm like going through a breakup, but I'm not. It's hard. It's really hard to talk about, because from one day to the next, I just received a text message from Steve, and yes, I'm gonna finally say his name, well, officially now, more than say my boyfriend, my Steve. I'm pretty sure this video is gonna go up after my August vlog, maybe my September vlog. Seeing Steve and for him to be actually doing something makes me understand more that he does love me, and he wants to better his future, my future, our future. And you're asking, Marina, why are you crying then? Why? You should be proud of him. Why are you crying? He enlisted, and he is doing reserve, so he will be leaving in October, and right now it is August. I received his text message, I want to say last month or late June. Hold on, let me check, because honestly, it wasn't even early June, not even July. It was actually earlier this month. It was about 24 days ago. And I specifically say it like this because I've known Steve for a year already. We were friends for 8 months or less, or 9. And it was like it was 10 minutes till 8 o'clock at night. I was sitting on my couch. My mom was next to me, and I had to be strong. I couldn't break down and cry that 1 minute that I received the text. I was asked if I was at work, and I said no, my love, it's my day off. He asked me what my response would be for him joining the Army National Guard. Right away, I obviously thought about my previous relationship, and I said, I'm not gonna make the same mistake I did. I'm not gonna be like, you're only thinking about yourself and not him. But I also had to think about myself because of my future. At the moment, I only have a year to finish. And then I'm like, what about law school? What about law prep? What about him? What about my school? Like, I don't finish until a year. Like, what is gonna happen? All these things were going through my head, but I was like, I need to be calm. I need to stay calm. And I responded that I was so proud of him, that the universe was in our favor, and that I'm always going to be supportive of him, of his decisions, and I'm always going to be there for him. I'm always there for anyone and everyone. I'm that type of person. And he sent me the picture. If you see it on my last video or my August vlog, he did cut his hair already. He's bald. And it's like, I miss his long hair. I miss his little beard, his little sideburns that he had, and I miss that, but I'm like, it's gonna be for the better. He called me, like, I want to say, like, around 8:30 that same night, because I didn't want to tell my mom yet, because I wasn't ready. But I eventually had to tell her because I came out of my room, but I had to go into the closet so she wouldn't hear me cry, and talk to Steve about certain things, and obviously him leaving. So I hid in my closet. I have a walk-in closet, so I decided to go hide in my closet and talk with him, because he called me and I was eating at that hour, I believe. Well, I don't remember, honestly. And I told him that I was so proud of him, and that he's shown me in the past month and a half that he really does love me, whether it's like getting a new job, whether it's enlisting, whether it's to better his own life, his situation, having benefits for either both of us, or for his mom, for his younger brother. Whatever the case is, I was just supportive of it, because when I met Steve, me and him wouldn't really talk about our personal things until he was the one opening up, and I saw that I needed to do the same thing. I needed to be like conscious that this person's opening up to me, and why am I not doing the same thing? He's giving me that, that trust. And when I hear myself say these things, I cry, because the trust is so immense that I never thought that I'd have it. I went into this relationship thinking, oh fuck, and excuse my language, but I don't know, like, at the beginning, I already knew, and I told him, Steve, I trust you, like, I trust you 100%, and he's like, I know that, and I trust you back. I'm like, okay. And this was even before we were dating. And I told him that because he was my best friend. He is my best friend. Honestly, like, there's things that I haven't really told him yet about myself, about my life, whatever. But I know that I don't hide any secrets from him. I can be straight up and be like, babe, this and this and that. But please don't tell anyone, because people told me he's my best friend. And for those that are in a relationship and feel like your significant other is your best friend, you know that feeling. But this isn't about my relationship. I'm filming this video because I've been hiding this even from my social media. I am loud on my main page. I am loud. I am proud. I am everywhere. Like, I post things like about my relationship, about my well, not about my boyfriend, but the way I feel towards my boyfriend. My boyfriend. I post about Steve all the time, and I post about myself all the time, about my likes, my interests. And for me to keep that a secret, and for my closest, just my family to know, like, just my family in general, his family, my family, his family right now, it consists of his aunt, his mom, obviously, his aunt's boyfriend, his little brother, and me, obviously, and my family. And I haven't even told my dad's side of the family yet. Frankie, if you're watching this, by the time it hits September, it would be 3 months, and he gave me 3 months to prove to you that he was just my rebound. And honestly, he's not. At this point, I'm not gonna leave Steve. And other people have told me this too, like, oh, Steve's just your rebound and whatever. And Steve knows this, and he knows people like his friends, my friends have said, oh, he's just your rebound. It's because, no, you're not over. Yeah, maybe I'm not over whatever happened, but I love Steve, and I could say I love Steve. I do. And no matter how bad, I told him that if it's impossible for me to go to law school, he lost it. He lost his shit. He was like, he looked at me and he told me, why are you giving up your dream of becoming a lawyer? And I told him, there's not gonna be any money. I'd have to leave. I have to leave you. I have to leave El Paso. You're not gonna want to wait for me. And he's all like, I got you. For him to tell me that he's got me, that he doesn't care if I leave. He's all like, if you want me to go, I'll go with you. And I'm like, wait, who, what, when, where, why, what? With the faces I made him and the faces I made it to him when he told me about this, and that we're both in like almost the same situation, I couldn't help but think that I'm like, are we made for each other, or what is this? Because yeah, it shows you, I've read and I've seen, it shows you resilience, and I understand that I gotta keep myself busy, and I understand that, and it's normal to cry, it's normal to miss. Like, for me to keep something a secret that is like, that I'm so proud of him, that I just want the whole world to know that this man is gonna change for me, for himself. I don't know how I kept it on the down low. I don't know how I kept it a secret. I still don't know. And he showed me a lot of honesty, how to be as honest. He showed me how not to lie, but he's all like, little white lies don't hurt. I've came to the freaking fact that I've changed. Well, this relationship has changed me for the better. I've told my coworkers about this, and most or some of them have shown me support, and I am so thankful for that, because they're supportive, and they've told me, Steven, that used to work here. I'm like, yes, Steven, that used to work here. Doing that is like, whoa. And I've gotten those comments where they're like, he really does love you, because if he didn't, he would have not been doing this. And I think my cousin, I'm not sure if it was my mom, for sure it was my grandma, it was her, and I believe it was my cousin, told me this. They told me, if he didn't love you, he wouldn't be doing this, and he really does love you, and he's showing you that he's gonna better his situation for you or for himself, but whatever he has told you, he's bettering for you. And I was like, okay, Miss Wise Women, like, I get you, right? Wednesday, he told me, I'm sorry that I haven't responded. I decided to clean my room and move stuff into the garage at his house. He sent me a picture, and it looks pretty bad. And I was like, okay, because they have a friend of theirs like living there with them, and she has 2 kids. So I was like, oh, he's probably gonna move into the garage because the kids need a room to sleep in, whatever. Or my brother-in-law's already like out of CPS care, and he's gonna go live. But then I was like, oh, he's probably just gonna move in, because he said that he was gonna move into the garage. He had told me this earlier, and I was like, I asked him, are you moving into the garage? And he's all like, not yet, just getting ready. And I was like, I was at work at the moment, just getting ready for what? And I was like, wait, hold your horses. I was like, my horse was galloping like 100 miles an hour or more. I was going super fast, and I was like, wait, I pulled the horse, and I was like, yo, I gotta hold the fuck on. And I was like, okay, when are you going to move into the garage? I'm like, is your brother going to live with you already? And he said CPS hasn't called them. And I was like, oh, but in the back of my head, but that little voice was like, he's leaving. For sure, it's a thing, he's leaving in 2 months. I ignored that little voice. I ignored my gut instinct, and I'm like, oh, are the boys gonna get your room? And he said no. I didn't answer because I couldn't. I already knew what his answer was gonna be. So I said, okay, does that mean you're leaving soon? Guys, he responded with yes, within 2 months, but he responded kind of quick. I think this was like around 8 p.m. I did not answer because I didn't know what to say. He's probably gonna see this, and he's gonna be like, babe, what the? He's like, why didn't you just answer? It's just something. And I'm gonna be like responding to him and say, because I didn't know what to say. I was at work, and I was like on like a verge of a mental breakdown there at work, and I just wanted to cry. And just like, I was already telling our manager Sam and our coworker Hector, and I was like, bro, I can't with this. I just can't. I'm proud of him. I don't care. Like, it's to better our future. I understand that, but I can't bring myself to think that he's leaving in 2 months. I just got in our relationship 2 months ago. Like, that's a total of 4 months we'll be together. And the day that he might leave is before Halloween. Like, Halloween's my favorite holiday, and like, we're not gonna spend it with each other. Like, we've only had one Halloween together, which was last year. I only saw him for like a few hours, and it was busy that day, obviously, and I was thinking of telling him, hey, go see Motionless in White with me, come see Ricky with me, and I can't. I have to revert back to something else, make up some other plan to go see Motionless in White by myself or with someone else. I don't know. And at 10:46, I got home. I texted him like, okay, I just got home from work. He asked me how I was, and I'm like, I was in this position. Hector was also in the same position I was at work. This certain team leader closed. It was okay. And I'm like, how's your room coming along? And he's like, it's going good. Taking a break from cleaning and messing with my PC because his PC at the moment is broken. And yeah. And I was like, that's good, my love. I told him that I was surprised that he was still up at that hour, but I'm thinking he fell asleep, so I'm like, okay. We texted a little bit yesterday and stuff. And today I sent him a message on Instagram. I messaged him through Instagram, and I sent him like a reel where it says jokingly about rating me as a girlfriend, and he said it was a trap. So I was like, oh my god, you're gonna start with your stuff. So I was like, whatever. And then I asked him how he was, so through a regular message, and he was like, I'm doing good. Got a call saying I need to wait one more week before I enlist so I can do everything the same day. Guys, I answered, and I sent him a voice recording, and I told him don't mind the cracks in my voice. I told him that I was so proud of that, even though I don't show it, or that I don't tell him enough, but I'm so proud of him, and that I love him, and that even though he leaves in 2 months, I'm so proud of him, and I want him to keep going. And I want to play the little audio and what he sent me, because it made me cry. It's just I'm gonna miss him so much, because I'm used to seeing him at least like, once a week or twice a week. And this is what he said.
First off, I want to say I love you as well. Second off, I'm also proud of you with everything you've done, everything you're going to do. And lastly, I won't be gone for too long when I leave. It'll be maybe 3 to 6 months, which I understand is a little while, but once I'm back, I shouldn't be deployed for a while. I should be able to be here until there's some sort of emergency for me to be deployed at.
And that's what he said. I love his voice, and I'm gonna miss that. But now we're just probably gonna take it day by day. I'm just so proud of him, and because he's come a long way. His aunt and her boyfriend have told me that he got the job like where he used to work at and I work at right now. He's matured more from August last year to now. Mind you, we've only been together 2 months. For me to see it, he's been more mature too, because he's shown me with actions that he's matured, and that he loves me, and that he wants to better himself. And literally, I have enough. Like, for me, it's enough. I didn't have to be like, hey Steve, when are you gonna do XYZ? Like, you haven't moved your ass for no fucking reason, You haven't done anything. You haven't bettered yourself. But with this, and I know, like I've always said, baby steps. He went from baby steps to like, I'm gonna freaking jump to the water. Like, he wasn't testing the waters. He wasn't testing the waters. He was like, is it cold? Is it too hot? Is it warm? What is it? He's all like, oh, I'm going straight in. Like, okay. When I got that message, it was like literally, like, it was like a freaking wave like crashing on top of you, and like, wait, hold up, when were you gonna like tell me like, oh babe, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna do this, no. It was just like, oh, I went to this event because on my free day or whatever, on my free time, and I enlisted. I asked, I signed up, and I was like, okay. And it's been a long process. It's only been a few weeks. So, I mean, it's been a whole month process, but I literally texted my best friend. I didn't know who to text. Well, obviously my mom was the first one to know. And then my grandma and whatever, and then I texted my best friend. I was like, bro, I am on the verge of a breakdown, like freaking text back like, now I need you, I fucking need you, I need your advice, I need this, I need that. Like, I just I can't. And he was like, what's up, like, what's going on, is everything okay, did you break up with Steve? And I was like, no, we're better than ever. The universe is in our favor, it's on our side. For once, the universe is on my side. Nothing's going wrong, everything is fine. For once, everything is fine. If for me to tell him that everything is fine, and he was like, what? Then why are you texting me frantically, asking for me to respond to you so fast? What is going on? And I was like, Steve is gonna enlist just like you. He's like, what do you mean reserves? Whatever it is, whatever it was, National Guard. It's like, this, and I was like, yes. I'm like, XY. He's all like, what in the world? And I was like, bro, he's all like, congratulations. And I was like, no, you're supposed to be crying with me, not being, oh yeah, congratulations, like, you know, no, you're supposed to like cry with me, you're supposed to like be like best friend, it's okay, you know. But he's all like, it's okay, it's going to be okay. And literally the universe would send me signs and say, Marina, be prepared, you're gonna see him like this, you're gonna see him like that, this is going on. Like, literally every direct, indirect signal, sign that the universe has thrown at me in the past month, I ignored it until Wednesday. And I was like, Miss Girl, you need to like pray yourself now. Literally on Monday, I was thrown signs and I ignored them. Why did I do that? And I guess because I started becoming ignorant. And I was like, this fool ain't leaving my side. He ain't. He's gonna get a new job. He's gonna end up getting a new job. He's not gonna enlist. We're gonna stay here. We're gonna live happily ever after. Amen. Whatever. You know. Like, we're gonna get engaged. I'm gonna finish in a year. He's still gonna be here. I'm gonna go to law school. We're gonna get engaged. We're gonna get married. We're gonna have kids. Whatever the fuck I was thinking. I was like, yeah, we got this, you know. Boom, Wednesday, I had another military guy in my class. I didn't sit next to him, he sat in the back, but I could see him. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then probably even 4 out of my 5 classes, I have military in my classes, and for me to like avoid those signs, for me to be, I'm fucked up in the head. Like, and then Wednesday he sends me these messages, and I'm like, bro, you didn't catch on until like freaking until Thursday. I was like, oh. On Sunday, my mom, my grandma, and I took Cherry Nose and Small Bean to Barnes & Noble. My grandma and my mom started talking about it. He's like, oh yeah, let's see what happens with Steve. He's gonna leave in 2 months. We don't know yet. Like, we don't know. And I was like, oh my god, can you keep your comments to yourself, Miss Girls? Because like, I freaking can't with your comments right now. And I was like, I'm like, he ain't leaving. No, like, I was literally being ignorant. I was like, he ain't leaving. He's not leaving in 2 months. This process is gonna like take forever, and he's probably not gonna leave till freaking next year. And your guy's saying that he's leaving in 2 months and whatever. And they're like, let's see what happens, but I'm pretty sure he's leaving in 2 months. I was just all over the place. I couldn't find myself. I couldn't figure out how to feel. I had so many mixed emotions that day. Like, and I told Cherry Nose, I'm like, Cherry Nose, I'm exhausted of hearing. And I'm like, I'm tired of it. I don't want to listen to you guys say about it because it makes me feel sad. It makes me feel sad. It makes me feel bad that I have to stay here. He's leaving in 2 months, but I don't know for what reason. I couldn't tell him, hey, can you please stop talking about my boyfriend, about Steve leaving in 2 months? Can you please stop? Like, with that, I knew. I was like, why can't I bring myself to tell him that? Like, I don't know why until now. And I was like, now I know why. And it's like, my mom asked me when she saw me on Wednesday night, she was like, what's wrong? How's Steve? And it was like that. I was like, God, don't let her ask me. And I already knew she was gonna ask me about Steve. It was like, cue the music, and I started crying. I was like, you made me cry. And she's all like, why? She thought we had broken up, and I was like, we're still together. And she's like, what? I don't understand because you're crying. I'm like, we're still together. I told her, I'm like, we're still together, don't worry, like, we're good, we're fine, we're doing fine, we're better than ever. I always say that. I'm like, we're better than ever. And she's all like, but what's wrong, why are you crying? And I explained to her. She's all like, oh my god. So mind you this, my parents were married like 16, 17 years. They only dated 6 months and they got married, and they lasted 17 years married. For me to like be told by my mom, oh my god, like, you guys have been only dating for 2 months. By the time he leaves, how many months? And I'm like, 4. Okay, that's only 4. And I'm like, Mom. She's all like, hi, like, you'll see. And then I'm like, when does he come back? I'm like, I don't know, like a year from now. I told her, like, Babe, maybe he's gonna want to marry you, or, you know, he'll come back and he'll ask you to marry him and stuff. And I'm like, hopefully. And she's all like, yeah, but maybe he doesn't, but you don't know. I'm like, bro, stop giving me false hope, you know. But like, manager Sam was like, hey, sacrifice your Halloween. Yeah, he might not be here, and it's your favorite holiday. Yeah, I know, but live it your best, you know, give it your best that holiday. But what if you have Thanksgiving? What if you have Christmas? Pretty sure you're gonna have New Year. And I was like, you know what, you're right, those are the most. And he's like, yeah, those are the most important holidays that you need to spend with him. And I'm like, that is so true. But yeah, like, it makes me happy to think that he's not gonna leave. He's not gonna like be like, oh, I'm breaking up with you because I'm leaving. Like, that's what makes me happy. That's what makes me feel okay. I understand, like, boot camp is like all men. Hector and my manager Sam were like, they're like, don't worry, like, there's no women there. I'm like, I'm not worried about, like, I don't know why I said that, but like, that's it. For me, it's a good thing to say that. And I'm like, I don't care if there's no women there. I don't care about that. The only thing I care about is that his love language is quality time. And he won't be able to have that after he leaves in October, 6 months from then, you know. After that, he's not gonna have that quality time with that he's used to. I mean, yeah, he's used to it, and I know to the point that he will say like, oh, it's okay, I understand the situation, I understand I'm not gonna have it. Oh yeah, look at me. I sound like him. But for me, because I've learned to grow with and giving him his quality time together, like his love language, I know when he comes back, it's gonna be okay. And obviously when he goes, it's gonna be okay. I had to open myself to him and be like, you know what, I'm only feeling this way, and I will still feel like that because my ex-boyfriend left me before he was deployed. And in that time, my grandma's sister passed away of cancer, and she was like a second grandma to me. She was my everything. And when she died, my ex didn't give a shit, you know, like, he didn't care. He crying, and I'm over here like, would drunk text me and be like, oh, this, or. And I had a friend, my coworker at the other store I used to work at, and this was months before I started UTEP. And I had already almost made up my mind that I was going to transfer to UTEP. And I met my coworker, and we became really good friends. And he would always ask me, are you okay? Like, I see you so sad today. What's wrong? And he would get me to talk. And I'm like, bro, I'm going through this and that. My great aunt just died. My ex is a dick. He said yes, that he still wants to be with me, and this and that. Like, you know, like, we would just talk. And I would see him every weekend. At the time, I was only working weekend. And be like, what's wrong? And then I would tell him. He's all like... And then when he would be like I was on the verge of tears, and he's like, what do you do now? And I'm like, he said this to me, or he did this, or whatever. He's all like, fuck him, you know. He's like, that's not right. You have your friends here, remember that. He's like, I'm your friend, okay? Remember that you have me. And I'm like, yeah, of course. So I told my ex, I was straight up with him. I was like, I have a friend, and his name is so and so, and he's been there for me. He's been here, and we talk a lot, and we're here, you know. And then he's all like, well, yeah, let's see what happens with us when I get back, because I don't know if you'll be dating Macho. And I'm like, he has a name. That's not his name. And I told him his name. I'm like, his name is this. His name is not Macho. You need to respect my friends. I'm like, I've had it with you. I've had it with your drinking, and you can't get over your shit, you know, and you gotta drink every freaking weekend, and you gotta do this, and you're doing this to me, and you're doing, like, to the point where I was like, oh my god, I'm done with it. I stopped texting him. I ignored him. And then in the summer, I moved over here to the west side because I used to live northeast. And my mom had her guy best friend, and he helped us move, and he really liked my guy friend for me. And I was like, no, like, he's like, yeah, he likes you. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. If he did, like, okay, like, I don't care. I think we were like the same age. I don't remember. I told him, oh no, that's okay. Like, and I used to call him dad. I'm like, no, dad, like, he doesn't like me like that. He's like, yes, he does. Like, for him to tell you those things, oh, he kind of like seems like he has a crush on you. I'm like, no, he's just friendly, and I'm friendly to him. So like Tyler, you know, like, I'm waiting for him, you know, like, gonna come back. And like, I have this false hope, obviously. So come July, I moved, and at this point I'm not texting him no more. I think he texted me once, and he was like, your silence hurts me, or whatever. And I was like, this drama queen, you know, like, at this point I'm like heartless. I won't touch my heart. I wouldn't give mercy to anyone. Like, I'm this bad bitch. I went through this shit, you know, like, I'm just like, I'm ready to like throw everyone out of the window, like, whoever fucks with me and fucks with my heart, because my heart right now is still broken, you know. And I told him, I've been busy, like, what do you want me to do? I've been busy. I moved to a new apartment. I've been processing for UTEP, you know. He's all like, yeah, but it doesn't take that long. Like, I know you have your, like, free time, whatever. You're not going to school. And, like, basically, it's like, me. I need your attention now. And it's like, oh, you want my attention now. And it's like, Tyler, I'm busy. Like, I'm busy. I started at a new store, and it's so busy. Like, I work almost every day, dude. Like, came September, he's all like, I'm like, he told me something, and I was like, look, you know what? I'm tired of it. I told him, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you. Like, you told me that you wanted to be with me. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be with you no more. I don't want to continue this. I'm tired of saying I'm sorry. I'm being like brokenhearted over you. Like, I'm like, I need to cut it here. And I did. And obviously I was still not over him. And I was getting there. I had been getting there, and I was sad and everything. But obviously, Motionless in White has been there with me through thick and thin, even before I graduated high school. Well, actually, Motionless in White released their album Disguise. Okay, so they released it in June. Okay, so of 2019, actually. Yeah, this was before Tyler had even reached out to me. Honestly, in this time period, I barely moved, you know, like, I was barely gonna move to the west side and start my new, like, keep continuing my career. I was still in graphic design at the time. I listened to the album, but then I'm like, shit, these albums are getting me through, like, this thing that I'm going through. And those two albums, like, literally, like, helped me through a lot. And come September, he texted me, and I told him that I was done with him. Like, I felt like a relief, and I was like, finally, like, I feel like I could actually move on now. But yeah, basically, like, with the whole Tyler, before I get into the other thing, like, with Tyler and stuff, like, he was in the military, he left me, and, like, I had to tell Steve, I'm like, Steve, I cannot have a repeat. Like, I did the mistake of sleeping with him and then him leaving me because he was being deployed, and because I was supposedly going too fast, but sex wasn't too fast, right? Sex wasn't too fast for him. And if he sees it, but fuck you, Tyler. Like, so then, I don't know if it was during the pandemic or when it was, and I told my mom, mira este pendejo, and she was like, wow, what happened? He has this YouTube video, I guess, or I don't know, he has YouTube, and I don't freaking know, but whatever. He sent me a video of him, and he was like, oh yeah, I got hit by a car, like, I was on my motorcycle, and I was like, good for you. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I didn't even remember about you. Like, I was done with you. I got rid of him. I'm moving on. I'm great and everything, and you're over here and saying, oh, I got hit by a car on my motorcycle, and it's like over here in Florida, and I'm like, what do you want me to do? Fly over there and be like, oh my god, Tyler, don't die. You already told me you have 9 lives or more than 9 lives. You've almost died I don't know how many times, but you didn't end up dying. Like, bro, I don't give a shit. Like, literally, like, I told Steve, I cannot have a repeat of this. I cannot. Like, if you're gonna go to boot camp for the next 6 months. I don't want to break up and just be like, what was I to him? For you to like just break up with me like nothing happened. Like, I don't want that. He literally held me in his arms and he's like okay. And I was still crying. I was like, I don't want this. And he's like, hey, the second hey shut me the fuck up. And I was like, huh. Literally I was like, huh. And he's all like, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Well, besides boot camp, not going anywhere. And he was not man enough to stay with you and to go through things with you and to work it out. And he left you and he never came back. That is not a man. And I'm here. I'm not gonna leave you, whether I go to boot camp or not. And we're gonna get through this. And when I return, let's see what happens. And I was like, this guy just melted my heart. In my head, I was like, Steven, how can you make me relax with just the, hey, I'm here. I'm not going. Just him holding me in his arms, like, and telling me those things, like the whole that he's leaving in 2 months and stuff, or when this goes up, like that he's already gone. And he told me to remember, like, if you're having, or you're gonna know that you're gonna have a really bad anxiety attack, think of us holding each other at this moment and don't let that memory go. And always remember that I'm right here holding you, and when I come back, I'm gonna hold you like this again. To think that it again, and I'm like, it's like, Diosito, why? And I always remember he gives his strongest soul the toughest battles to go through, and because he knows by the end we're still gonna come out walking, smiling, and even stronger than ever. His younger brother, hopefully we have him in our care soon. I wrote him a letter saying that once he's out either of CPS care or once he turns 18, I'm not gonna leave his brother alone, and I'm gonna be in communication with him, and I'm gonna be there for him, because I want the better for him. Because when I met him and when I saw him, he deserves the world, and I want to be there for him as much as I can, because I know his older brother's not gonna be here. I want to make sure, because when Steve comes back, I want him to be like, I took care of him. Even though he's 18, I took care of him to make him more responsible and to make him better, to make, to make you proud. And not just because I want to show him that I can be the best mother in the world, but yeah, or the best girlfriend in the world. I think he knows that already. Just by these little situations that we've gone through, like the whole CPS thing, the whole incident, the whole me being patient with him, and with the whole army thing, and just being there and being supportive of him. I know he knows for a fact that I am striving to be the best or the perfect girlfriend ever. I just want to make him proud, and I just want to make him happy. And when he comes back, I want him to see the progress I've made for myself. He just makes me so happy. If I keep looking up, I'm sorry, I have a picture of him and I on my whiteboard, and every time that I'm mugging him, I look at his picture, and I'm like, only if he heard me say it in real life, he'd be like, my little stars. All I had to say was I had kept this a whole secret starting October, whatever it is, whenever this video goes up. But this is only the beginning. This is the journey to the start of a new chapter in mine and Steve's lives. And I wanted to end it here, my little stars. For drill like on Saturday and Sunday, so I won't see him. I texted Steve right now because he is at drill. I guess I'm so proud of him, and that's why I'm crying. And drill's gonna be for today and tomorrow, and I think I just miss Steve, and that's why I'm so emotional. Okay, so Steve went to drill Saturday and Sunday, and I missed him so much. He barely texted me back, and I am so happy for him, and I'm so excited for him. Tomorrow, I think he's going to get his ID, his military ID, and he is going to go see or go over some financial things on Wednesday. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy for him. And I am so nervous for when he goes away. I'm going to miss him so much. And I cannot believe the day is almost here that he's going to leave for the next 6 months. We're gonna go to the Chihuahuas baseball game tonight. Weekend, my family and I, as in the kids, my aunts, my grandma, and my mom and I, are going to have a farewell party for Steve before he leaves, because my mom and I wanted the kids to see Steve before he leaves, and I'm going to give the surprise to my mom and to Steve that I am not going to work next weekend, because I just want to make this time special for Steve and I, especially because he is gonna go away for a while, and obviously he told me that phone calls are only, I think, once a month, so hopefully I catch my phone on time, or Auntie C is able to update me, and obviously I'm going to get his mailing address to send him letters. So he already told me what he wants to do when he comes back, so I also want to give him a surprise. I know he won't see this, but I want to give him a surprise, so I'm gonna be talking to Auntie C like when he leaves about that surprise and just getting things down. And I honestly want to talk to her even before he leaves, so I could see what we can do, because even though this is about him leaving and everything, it's just a surprise that I want to do for him, because he deserves the world, and I think it would be nice for when he comes back, maybe have that surprise ready, or be able to have that process be as quickly as possible, so he won't be stressing about it. After that, my new journey and my new chapter begins. I cannot believe it is almost time. Like, I just can't bring myself to it. And hi, my little stars. It's almost the end of the month. It is almost time, and I'm only counting down the days and probably even the hours before Steve leaves. And that rhymed. And I'm going to miss him dearly. It is Wednesday. He's only here for another 4 days because he leaves Monday morning. Oh, Coco. I am really proud of him, and I could never stress this enough in this video. Hi, my little stars. If you see the background kind of weird, I am in the parking lot at Ross near my work, and charging my phone in the car. Just to update you, yes, Steve already left. It's officially my new chapter, my new life, and my new journey right now. Apparently I didn't have to go to work today, but I ended up going because I really don't know where I have my mind right now. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, but I spent almost the whole week last week with him. Since Thursday night, I haven't been home. I think the only times I've been home is that I showered twice and then I left. Also, happy Octoberween. Steve just left and I just need to get into a new routine. and my mom, my grandma, and her sister are in the store right now, and I want to update you what we did. Yesterday we ended up going to the Billy the Kid Casino and the Inn of the Morning Gods Casino there at Rio Doso. We literally went on a day trip, like a 1-day trip, and we wanted to stay over there, but obviously we couldn't because Steve was leaving today in the morning. Honestly, today we did nothing. I stayed over again and last night. So basically my mom got there when one of his sergeants got there to pick him up, and we had our last breakfast together. We had our last dinner together last night. We spent our last night together until he comes back. I'm trying really hard not to cry, but I just miss him. I literally had McDonald's without him, and it kind of made me sad. I went to the store first time without him, which is freaking weird. I miss Auntie C and Uncle M already. But hopefully I get to see him soon. Sorry, my little stars. My mom came. I just got really emotional. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it here because I'm a little sensitive, a little emotional right now, so I'll go ahead and see you in the next video. I love you, my little stars, and take care. So I love you, my little stars, and if you're in the same situation, just be patient, cry, and keep your head up high. Don't let anyone bring you down. Do everything with kindness, love one another, and respect one another, and I love you. Until the next video. Bye, my little stars.